Here is the harsh reality. There is nothing we fear more than the truth of our own potential. Isn't that strange? We talk so often about fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. But beneath all that, there's a deeper fear. Not that we are weak, but that we are powerful beyond measure. That we could become something extraordinary, and if we did, we'd have no more excuses left to hide behind. Do you hear that? We fear our power more than we embrace our weakness. We fear rising to our potential because that would demand too much of us. That would require us to confront parts of ourselves we'd rather leave unsaid. See, there's a vast difference between living on our knees and living on our toes. We prefer the former because it's easier. On our knees, we can look down. We can ignore the world. We can pretend we're not here or it's not happening. But on our toes, we face the world. We're vulnerable, exposed. But we're also fully present, truly alive. And that scares us. If we stand, we might stumble. If we rise, we might fall. If we speak, we might be silenced. If we love, we might be rejected. And oh, how we hate that feeling of being rejected. Not because we were unworthy, but because we dared to expose ourselves. But here's the irony. Our greatest weaknesses also contain our greatest strengths. You can't have one without the other. So the question is, will you choose the pain of our chains or the pain of our freedom? Because chains may limit us, but they also protect us. They shield us from risk. They keep us safe in our ignorance. But chains are heavy. Freedom is light. Freedom allows us to stumble. It lets us fall, but it gives us wings to fly. It gives us a chance to soar. And yes, there will be times we fall. There will be days we stumble. But every great soul who ever lived knew this. The pain of falling pales in comparison to the pain of staying still. Every step, however shaky, is a step away from the chains. Every word, though trembling, is a word spoken into the wind of change. Growth doesn't begin with talent. It doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with a choice, commitment. That quiet, private moment when you say, I'm going to do this. I don't have it all figured out. I may fail. I may fall. But I'm all in. Commitment isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's a quiet decision made in the solitude of your own mind and proven by what you do next. So why do many stay stuck? Why do we resist growth even when we know it's good for us? Because true improvement requires responsibility. It means giving up the comfort of our excuses. It means owning your life, not blaming your past, your boss, the world, or your parents. And yes, there's grief in letting go of who you used to be, but there is freedom in who you can become. The moment you say, I can do this, you begin to reclaim control. And with control comes peace. Because fear, anxiety, self-doubt, they thrive in chaos. They live in uncertainty. But they cannot survive in a life being rebuilt, brick by someone who shows up every single day. You don't need a guarantee. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to start. One small step, one quiet promise. And suddenly life begins to move. Purpose wakes you up. Discipline carries you forward. And growth, real, lasting growth happens quietly, consistently. Not in a single breakthrough, but in the small moments. When you say no to quitting. When you show up tired. When you fail and keep going anyway. This is what it means to be alive. To evolve. To honor your potential. Not with words, but with action. We've been taught success is a destination. But it's not. Success is a direction. A movement toward better, not perfect, not flawless. Just better. So I ask you, not as a coach, not as a guru, but as someone walking the same path, what are you waiting for? Clarity? Motivation? A sign. Let this be your sign. Commitment creates clarity. Commitment fuels motivation. Commitment becomes the path. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to say, yes, I will begin. Don't shrink from your power. Don't run from your potential. Improvement isn't a demand. It's an invitation, a whisper that says, you can grow, you can change. You're not finished yet, and the moment you whisper back, I'm ready, everything changes. Start today, not because you have to, but because you can. Because something within you, untapped, unseen, is waiting. And the moment you commit, you will meet it. And you will become it. Destiny. We talk about it all the time. Some people believe that their destiny is in the stars, that it's written in the universe, that it's set in stone. Others think that destiny is a mere illusion, that we're just here to survive and do the best we can. But what if I told you that neither of these beliefs is true? What if I told you that you are the architect of your own destiny? You heard me right. You have the power to shape your future and create the life you truly desire. It's not about luck, chance, or fate. It's about choices. And guess what? The time for choosing is now. Welcome to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Breaking view. The truth is that most people never really believe in destiny. They pay lip service to the idea of following their dreams, but secretly they're terrified of taking risks and pursuing their true passions. They play it safe, sticking to a job they hate, a relationship that's going nowhere, or a life that's devoid of meaning and excitement. As a result, they spend their days filled with regret, wondering what could have been if they had followed their heart. Today, I'm going to show you that destiny is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Destiny is not something to be waited for. It's something to be chosen. I'm gonna share with you some insights that changed my perspective on destiny and helped me live a life that was true to myself and my values. I hope these insights will inspire you to do the same. Let's get started. Insight no. 1. Stop waiting for your destiny to happen. It's not going to fall into your lap. You have to go after it. Let me tell you a story about a man who lived in a village at the foot of a mountain. He had heard stories about a magical treasure hidden at the top of the mountain, but he was afraid to climb it because he thought it was too dangerous. He kept telling himself, "One day I will go and find the treasure," but he never did. One day, a young man from the village decided to climb the mountain and find the treasure. He packed his bag, put on his hiking boots, and started the journey. It was tough, but he didn't give up. When he reached the top, he found the treasure and brought it back to the village. Everyone was amazed by his bravery and determination. He became a hero of the village. The moral of the story is that destiny doesn't wait for you. You have to take action. Don't just dream about your goals and ambitions. Don't just wish for your desires to come true. You have to work for them. You have to make things happen. Waiting for your destiny to fall into your lap is a waste of time and opportunity. You have to go after your destiny. You have to chase your dreams and fight for your goals. You have to be proactive and intentional about creating the life you want. Waiting for your destiny to happen is the easiest thing to do. It requires no effort, no risk, no sacrifice. But it also leads to no results, no progress, no fulfillment. You have to stop waiting for your destiny and start living it. You have to stop dreaming about your goals and start pursuing them. You have to stop wishing for your desires and start working for them. Remember, destiny is not something to be waited for. It's something to be chosen. It's not something to be passive about, it's something to be active with. Now let's move on to insight number 2. Insight number 2, your destiny is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Let me tell you a story about a woman who lived in a kingdom that was ruled by an evil queen. The queen was jealous of the woman's beauty and wanted her dead. The woman had to escape from the kingdom and seek refuge in a forest. She was scared and alone, but she didn't give up. She kept moving forward, hoping to find a place where she could live in peace. One day, she met a wise old woman who took her in and gave her shelter. The wise woman told her, "Don't be afraid of your destiny. Embrace it. Don't let it define you. Shape it." The woman followed the wise woman's advice, and eventually she became the ruler of a new kingdom. She used her power and influence to help others and make the world a better place. The moral of the story is that destiny is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Sometimes our destiny can seem scary and intimidating, especially when we face challenges and obstacles that test our strength and courage. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and unsure of ourselves when we feel like the odds are stacked against us. However, it's important to remember that fear can be a powerful motivator, and that facing our fears head-on can help us grow and become stronger individuals. By embracing our destiny, we can overcome any challenge that comes our way and achieve our goals. We can use fear as fuel to propel us forward and turn our dreams into reality. So don't be afraid of your destiny. Embrace it. Don't let it define you. Shape it. Now let's move on to insight no 3. Insight no 3. The only person who can fulfill your destiny is you. Let me tell you a story about a farmer who had a son who wanted to be a doctor. The farmer tried to convince his son to follow in his footsteps and become a farmer, but the son refused. He wanted to study medicine and help people. The farmer was worried about his son's future, but he respected his son's decision. He helped him prepare for college and become a successful doctor. The moral of the story is that your destiny is in your hands. You are the only one who can fulfill it. Sometimes our destiny can seem unclear and uncertain, especially when we face doubts and criticism from others. It's easy to feel lost and confused when we hear negative opinions and feel like we're not good enough. However, it's important to remember that our destiny is ultimately up to us and that we should trust ourselves to make our own decisions. We can overcome any obstacle that stands in our way and achieve our goals. We can use negative opinions as motivation to prove them wrong and turn our dreams into reality. So don't be afraid to follow your destiny. Trust yourself. Don't let others define you. Be brave enough to be yourself. Remember, destiny is not something to be waited for. It's something to be chosen. It's not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. It's not something to be given up on. It's something to be fought for. You are the architect of your own destiny. You have the power to shape your future and create the life you truly desire. It's not about luck, chance, or fate. It's about choices. And guess what? The time for choosing is now. Choose your destiny and live it to the fullest. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, we have a new channel where we publish daily motivation. The link is provided below. See you next time.